right, everybody, let's get on for a Thursday giveaway Thursday. Congratulations, Mr. Costa Mooney. You win. You get the gold, especially since you're overseas. We'll give away a book or two today. I'm not going to go crazy, but I'll give away a book and some gold memberships, and people are taking advantage of that. That's great. Listen, one point of business. This is not the business. You think I'm going to ramble about Harmonic Trader basic membership? No, I want to show the disclaimer, risk disclaimer, and just take a second and really be clear on everything that we do here. That we do have risk disclaimers. This is not financial advice. What we're doing is measuring market moves to identify pattern structures with confirmation. So a couple people got popped recently. Some social media influencers, a guy that I actually someone turned me on to a few weeks ago in a chat room. I was listening to those guys. I didn't think they were too bad. I didn't know about the pumping they were doing. I'm not going to bring up names, but they did some pumping in the past, no doubt. But that wasn't everything they were doing, but they got busted, and SEC's nailing them for about $100 million. And then I looked into it, and it seems like SEC is going to go after anybody with more than 500 followers if you're making financial advice. And these guys were flashing Lambos and Rolexes. So you guys know I'm the furthest thing from all of that. And what we do here is all about measurement. And I'm going to tell you tell you up front, think for yourself, make your own decisions, always. That's why we give away the tools, everything free, so that people not only have access to it, but that they have to research it. They've got to do the work, and you got to think for yourself. Here's the biz. Go to Harmonic Trader, register now as a basic member, and then log in and get to the basic sign up page. But again, all of this is to do the homework first and foremost. And I say go through all of that and the software, all free trials for a reason, and on the basic members page. I probably should show the disclaimer every day. I used to, and I'm going to start doing it again, just to be clear. Last thing I want is any legal headaches. And I'm a former registered investment advisor, just so everyone knows. I've passed the 63, the 65, the Series 7. I managed money for a couple years, but it didn't take off, mostly because of the regulation. And then a lot of the work that I had previously done also kind of came back to haunt me, where when the rules changed in 2010, it was an uphill battle. Wasn't worth it to try to do it myself. But this is not financial advice, so I'm not giving it on a pretext of being an advisor of any regard. And I think everything we do here is to measure, looking for defined signals, strategies with some common sense. So that's clear. I know everyone gets it, but I've got to say it. I've got to say it. So let's talk about some major markets doing what they're doing after yesterday. I think Apple as a single stock now really showing us where it's going to go. Back on the full retest, type 2 retest, 134 minimum. But here's the key with all of these, especially on their checkbacks. Do we have HSI? Has it registered in a zone? Because we do on a lot of other things. Anyway, let's just focus on the big ones. Focus on the big stocks, and I'm going to go through them right now. Very cool, Snipes. He says he passed the 6 and the 63 back in the day. Hey, Nick, yeah, the 65 is no joke, and it's the driest information you ever see. Marco, thank you for that note. Also, big shout out to the chat, everybody. Laser, Costa, Ghazi, Colby, Snipes, Bob, what's happening? Bob, you graduated from high school. Believe me, that's actually an accomplishment. It really is. If you graduated from high school, don't sell yourself short. A lot of people out there without even a GED. Let's go to S&P 500. Folks, listen, I don't want the markets to do, we want to see the growth happening, expansion, development, everything. But what does the market say to us right now? What are these candles? What do these signals say? Let's just look at the last 30 days, please. Pretty much nowhere since the 15th. And now let's highlight our signals, okay? Our overbought HSI signals look like that, with a check back that officially happened on January 9. And now, one and a second candle finally on the daily, looking pretty nasty. I'm safe to say that's going to be the second bearish candle. What does that mean? This is vulnerable. You got a second candle here, and then you follow through. That's incredibly. That's the go time let's go time on what we would be talking about from Saturday. An aggressive serial move to the downside. So this is not, since the check back on S&P, not to mention it hit some bizarre numbers. Yeah, in bizarre fashion. I won't say the numbers are bizarre, but let's isolate. Let's just look at the bearish patterns, or the bearish pattern. That's, if we just took a look from the bearish perspective on the major market, what's going on here? Because you come back for another test, 41.38 of that bat pattern in a flash reverse. I mean, that is a very nasty combination of candlesticks. Almost kind of like a hangman if it was in the right spot. It's not really exactly in the right spot, but we do know that this check back confirmation, bearish at 40.15, 40.18, even though it overran it in a very strong way, that's big. That's your first bearish check back signal really since the bullish. So this is, folks, this is not, there you go, looks like that. You take out this candle, there's your full-on confirmation, nothing here. It's surprising, it's surprising that it did this, such a move, such a shakeout move. Where's HSI's, all your main indicators are now clearly down. The big thing on stuff like RSI, relative strength, is breaking under the 50 level, and we typically see that. That's the point of acceleration, believe it or not, when you go from 50 to 30. Amplified's probably showing it better. Not only are you breaking down, but you've taken out the prior low, which means this whole thing continues. I mean, it's at a spot where you should be making progress. Here we go again. And look, this is one of the most difficult reversals I think I've seen in years, if not almost a career reversal. That you come up into the zone in that regard. It's a larger secondary test because I think we did treat this initial test as a type 1 because it went to 39.53, then came back to 40, but no check back until, I mean, look, I'm not saying, I was not selling up at 41.40. I was kind of impressed. At 41, above 4100, I thought, yeah, 41.40, definitely we could run for that, but maybe we take a couple days. No, came right back hours later. So that's a tricky placement of and reversal of this signal all the way down here, but treat it as like a secondary, tertiary enforcement of that zone. So you know this one right here at 41.30, what was it, 41.70? That's probably the high for a while. And if we're going to treat this as maybe another type 2, but this time with confirmation, 38.33 is our target too. Just following the framework. But today is bear day number 2 after the check back. What's that tell you? Let's, if we really break down here and continue, it goes serial. I think that's even a better explanation than just saying, hey, it's going to absolutely fall apart. No, it's, you might take a few days in between here, but the notion, and this is what we talked about in our session on Saturday, that once you get that second bar agreement, what you're looking for is the continuation. Each bar is your stop loss, as you move down the chain there and break down day over day. You should see this not only day over day, but bar over bar. That we should see something like that kind of give you 2 or 3 more days, down days. Today, tomorrow, maybe Monday. Yeah. Finishing that up with really quick. So NQ, kind of the same deal, but not nearly as strong coming off the October low. We never came up to the Gartley 12,500. Got close, but not quite there. It's really confusing because this is showing an HSI on the downside. All right, but it's really mixed messaging. I wouldn't consider that anything yet until that was like a few more days developed. If we're going to get totally mixed messaging, it's really bizarre signals. S&P's overbought HSI, but Nasdaq's oversold. Trying to check back. I don't, it's got to take these on an individual basis. Look at ETFs like the diamonds. Okay, that looks a lot more in terms of price action, looks like bear case. But again, we have another HSI, this Dow Diamonds Industrials, checking back on a pretty high level HSI, but it's in a bad spot. I mean, it hasn't confirmed. Okay, today's a pretty hard down day, and both RSI and Amplified look like they're going to roll over. HSI looks like you might have a secondary test. You still, if you were going to assume that was a signal to consider, you're still a few days away. I think downside now, shake things out. Couple of those Dow stocks, here's the big one I've been talking about, Caterpillar. It's a shark, and I think there's a couple other things on the weekly, all around 235. And that really triggered last week. So, stop is probably just above these highs if it's going to fall out of bed. The one thing you really haven't seen is a 3-bar continuation with out of the zone. You could almost say Caterpillar tried to do that right here, violating 1, 2, 3 levels, never followed through. You'd really want to see it close under 225 to get that going. Just a simple target 1 move. You could have gone in on this. I mean, that's, anywhere around in this area around 230, not a bad idea. But it's, again, needs to be continuation. These are some of the big stocks, Pepsi, that's rolling off that 185 level. There you go. Butterfly, 186.50, right off there. Down to 176 on that type 1. Let me bring up the other one. Let's go to TradingView platform, because I know everybody's there. And you've got some things on both sides. You have some big patterns, bearish patterns, setting up, trying to roll over. Things that moved to the upside or at least held their head. And then on other sides, there's bigger patterns that trying to complete on a longer term level. Where's the Pepsi? Hold on. Let me go to Pepsi on TradingView platform. There you go. I think we mentioned this last week. Daily HSI triggered on up here at 185 was it. I know I'm showing. I had a pattern on the other platform. Let me see if it's. Hold on. This thing's moving slow. Give it a second. Here, let me make sure. I don't have the right. Sorry, I don't have the right layout on there. Okay, here we go. There's Caterpillar. Check this out. Like Pepsi. Hold on. I'm having a problem here. What's going on? Weekly on Cat. And this weekly check back, it literally just week one. But as you saw, we have a couple of daily. There's something daily up there, like I said, around 230. Probably on the weekly, you need 2 more down weeks, but it's in a high level spot where I think you can start looking at some puts. I'm going to try to veer away from direct recommendations after some of the stuff I've seen recently, but that's the go area. Probably officially weekly, 2 more bars. Daily time frame, as I was showing you on the other platform, here on the e-signal on Caterpillar. There you go. It's that shark pattern. With the sharks at 230, and then the check back is 235. 235 is probably a better number, obviously. Let's go back to this other TradingView platform, stay on that, because most people are trading off the TradingView platform. That was the e-signal, but still HSI is in a perfect check back spot. Go to Pepsi here. Get back to Pepsi. That was a weekly. I don't know why. There's the ABCD too at 186. Couple more. Here's another one that I talked about Saturday. Check it out. Bristol Myers, right? Now, definitely in business on that. Big down day. I talked about this on Tuesday. Now we're in a serial breakdown. I think go to Tuesday's session, and we spent a lot of time on the Saturday session outlining this exact scenario. And there was a 3-bar breakdown that came on Tuesday, officially at the close. I mean, clearly. Take a look at the comments we had on this. It's both. You got a few things, but there's daily and weekly levels. HSI's up here, big shark pattern, all of that around 76, 77. Even have a prior ABCD. You have a lot of things up on this last test, and structurally off of the pattern. Let it at a minimum. We'll look for the first swing, prior swing retest, 67 or so from 75. But there you go. Most of you know that. Most of you were in here on that. Saw me lay out that BMY situation on Saturday. Someone wants to look at XLE. You got it. Look, XLE doesn't change. XLE, another one where stalling at the crab pattern. I still say this is ripe for a type 1 return. Go back. Sorry, target 2. Well, there's the crab. No, sorry, back to target 1 minimum. Either HSI or target 1. Both are heading down. You're 84. Target 1's back at 67. And there's no HSI yet. So we've been super clear on that on the daily. What about, or that's the weekly. What about the daily? Not much, just a daily HSI. But XLE is still, with crude oil, needs to go lower. Here's the weekly. Got a few things up around 90. I know we never got back to that crab pattern, but the HSI that generated up here with the check back, I mean, take a look. This is at a minimum on its own as looking for those triggers that would say, hey, this is really significant. Well, there's HSI. It did check back. All right, you are this month's close and maybe a down month in January, where then you could see the larger move come back down. I don't think it'd come all the way back to 31, but I still say spot price has got to go back to 65. A lot going on here. I mean, there's other things. Here's the other side of the coin. You've got things like Target. Okay, it's down huge. Retesting all of your big zones. You're back down here with, now give it a second. Where's the bullish? Hold on. Where's this bullish? 1 second. Where's that the bullish pattern on the daily? I had a bat. We were at a type 2 bat pattern here. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I don't know what happened to that. I had a type 2 bat on this, on target. Maybe it was on the e-signal platform. I don't want to go with them unless they're on both. I don't know what happened there. This was a big, this 150 test pretty big here. I don't, hold on. Let me come back to that. I'm definitely missing something there. But it's back retesting, these lows down here, rechecking back on an HSI. Again, a lot of these are close to hitting some serious oversold levels right now. But even if that was waiting on that check back, you're a couple days away. Let me go back to nat gas really quick. Check this out. So nat gas been all over the place. We're still dealing with this type 2 shark. We never got a check back on NG. I'm going to go to boil in a second. I wanted to kind of spot these up. Here you go. All right, there's the zone. I'm not too concerned about this yet. If they say, hey, did we miss this? No, because really wanted to see that come back one more time, 575. And we very well could because of the last 3 or 4 days. Today you're trying to hold it up. I'll still look for the retest of that zone. That would actually set this thing off. I know a lot of people are trying to jump the gun, think that nat gas is going to do things this winter, and it very well could. It's just a question of off what price. I'd still say 6 is the support, 9 is the resistance, but I think it's somewhere around 550 to 575. Here's the other thing with the boil and your UNGs. go to Boyle first because I know that thing's been erratic. Okay, look at the price action. Since we had a, there's a couple of patterns. We know that it's all around 25, 27 area. We have an HSI. We were looking at a month ago, we were looking down here around 33, 34. Just to refresh your memory, ever since that bearish HSI, that kind of set you back down. So I'm looking for a check back around 30 bucks to retest that trigger. So again, we're probably a little bit early, and the same goes for UNG. And this would be the big trigger coming at a good time. You know, you're in December. Let's say things get crazy this winter. They very well could. This is nice opportunity buying it after a big discount. But even for UNG, you're looking 1785. Officially would be the check back trigger. As a follow up to some of the things I said on Saturday, all right, you could technically highlight this bar as a pretty ideal 3-bar reversal. Look, red, red, green, and then breakout, hold. But I still say that is a great area to come back and check one more time before you go. If it does, keep an eye on it. But that's where Nat Gas, that's where Boyle, UNG, I think they're really in the final phase of this secondary pattern test that gets it back to, target one minimum, if not retesting the prior pattern around 29.30. Already took one shot there. Let's quick shout out. First person to type in V3 wins a book. It is giveaway Thursday, so we give away books every Thursday. We give away a software. If you want a software instead of a book, type in V3 anyway. Let me know. Also, do you guys want to look at crypto today or not? A couple people berated me, said they missed crypto. So let me know. Laser D, you win. All right. I think you guys are there, barely there. Chat's kind of dead. You guys are sleeping. Nice. Hey, BW Trader, how about we give you a book or a gold membership? So we give two winners, Laser D and BW Trader. That takes care of two more. We'll give another book away towards the end. I should next time I'll set up a poll. Come on, look at crypto, look at Bitcoin. No, I don't want. Definitely look at crypto blows. Yes, crypto. All right, listen, I'll do a quick, because several people sent me emails. I didn't do it one day, and people were like, what, no more crypto? And I was kind of hoping that, but I just definitely think we should look at immediate things happening. I mean, today, here, what are we going to do with today? We're down, S&P's down 97 at the moment. Nice. The Dow's down 750. Are we buying this or are we selling this? What do I think about UFI on a monthly? Ask Victoria. After FOMC. Sure. What? And these guys are on at 2 o'clock, right? Is he 2 o'clock or is it 1:30 today? For what's his face? Fed chair. Yeah, look, it's going to be a interesting day. I think it's going to be a lot of movement, like yesterday too, even on those no's. Crypto tears. I hear it. Look, for today, look at something. Let's go into Tesla really quick. Where's this going? Where is this going? Because ever since that daily HSI from last week, folks, look what happened. That's really tough. I think you got to kick up to the weekly time frame, and then I'll ask you, where is it going? Because this thing failed that Gartley structure that I would say, boy, let's wait till the end of the week with this one. Tesla needs to close below 170 by tomorrow. By tomorrow. So that would officially seal the deal. And the only thing left in there is a hop test at 113. That's kind of crazy. All right, most of you still want crypto. Do you guys still hold crypto? Seriously, I mean, I'm holding some crypto, but not, I mean, 1% of what I held a year ago. Yeah, Elon's selling, continuing to sell the Tesla. That's why, obviously, and they know it's him because it's coming in big chunks, and of course, they tell him who it is. But does it set up an opportunity? Because take a look. Here's your all-time. Here's another all-time chart, and guess what? This thing, you took out this neckline there, which a lot of people might say, oh, well, take a look at this. Just trace it out. Head, left shoulder, back on down. Right shoulder, and that, since 225, that's a pretty nice head and shoulders. We had a pattern, 188. You're still in the zone. The hop as low as 113. The confirmation came in 2 bars before the pattern. So, I mean, you finally got 2-bar agreement 2 weeks ago, and then it just immediately failed. You're not allowed. As soon as you get that, you don't go down. I mean, the next bar has to go up, has to hold the lows. This one rolled right back down. But what about for today? 5-minute HSI says, uh-oh. For today, take a look at this. Maybe this would be something for the day to consider. Trying to leave you guys. Last couple of sessions, I've left everybody with a trade or two. Although I shouldn't even say that trade anymore. A suggestion, a 5-minute pattern suggestion, as a trade suggestion, let's say. But if I was looking at the last 5-minute reading on Tesla right now on HSI, don't have any pattern, but 158.30, check back. You are one more bearish bar from probably setting this back into, minimum 156, 886 on the day, possibly. Yeah, let's look at a couple of those 5-minute. I want to do more of that, but after I saw SEC pop these guys for $100 million, I'm going to have to do this really carefully. I don't do what those guys who got busted. I'm all about the measurements, the patterns, but boy, people can perceive whatever they want, especially if they don't understand what we do. Here's your 5-minute QQQ. Looks like it's totally washed out, yet we're registering a 5-minute HSI right there. And you're like Tesla, you're one more 5-minute bar from saying this thing will continue. Boy, the other ones are really getting crushed. I think Apple, it's probably the one you got to target. Where's that going on this move? Because clearly now you've busted out of the range last 3 days. Some devastating candles. And nothing until 134. We started today with Apple. That's on the TradingView platform. And again, you just look at Harmonic Strength Index. It's not even close to rolling over. So I'm going to say maybe go as low as the hop at 127 before you see any kind of oversold reading get generated. Yeah, that sets this whole thing up for, let's look at the calendar. 2 weeks from tomorrow is the last session of the year. Whew. Okay, think about that. Think about if this is the 30-day, let's say the 30-day type 2 return started about there. 30 bars is like, yeah, end of the year. 2 weeks from now, probably another 10 window of about 10 days where we can go retest these zones. Yes, Santiago says everything might be ready to crack. I'll say it this way. The type 2 return on a lot of these patterns is about to accelerate. How about that? And I don't hopefully I don't offend anybody at CFTC, SEC, all those three-letter organizations. Meanwhile, look, some of the innovation stocks where we said look for the retests, well, here they are. Here's Airbnb hitting the zone now, so 91.50. But again, I'm going to have to say we're looking at retests, but we want triggers. So Airbnb is back at the zone, but no HSI yet. Good old Kathy Wood, her ARC is almost at the 32.66. That's the 113 there. But this is what separates it from other opportunities. There's no confirmation. I have a problem with that on this retest here. But I'll look down at 32, still $1.50, maybe even go to the hop at $30 before you trigger that. PayPal, just amazing. We've been waiting for literally actually 2 green days. And take a look. PayPal, beautiful type 2. And nobody wants this stock. Nobody wants PayPal right now with everything going on and other reasons. If we're just going to apply patterns and look for confirmation, check back, well, you're back in the zone. You've come back down like we've been talking about. You just checked back that signal at around 71. But again, we're 2 bullish candles, bullish days. Today, probably not going to be bullish. So maybe as low as hop at 63. They've come back into the zone. Those innovation stocks, I ripped through that list last Thursday. And now it's here. There's another one. Mosaic. Okay, yeah, that was another one. Slightly different than the innovation stocks. Doing the same thing. Yeah, the number on Mosaic, terminal bar, shark retest was at 45.15. There's a couple of other preceding patterns as well. What is that? There is a weekly there. I thought there was a weekly pattern. 45.15 is the shark terminal bar. So there's the type 2 in action, folks. And we were talking about that since here. I got yanked out of that. I explained that before. But even when we got to target 1 at 62, I said, I'm still looking for that test. We would still need to come back and retest. There's your retest. This is why the framework and understanding is so critical. So now what do we need to see? A check back, 2 green candles. You've got, again, a couple more days. But you're down there. I mean, hey, that's in a better spot than some of the other ones we've seen. And you'd want to see that thing pop out as well, amplified. Couple of days. What about Elliott waves? Our market's still following the traditional waves. Elliott waves are just wave counts. A lot of what I wanted to talk about today and what we do here is just simply identifying the M and W formations, sharks as well, shark 5-0 patterns as well. But look, the M and W formations, what I wanted to say about that, just give us the framework of consolidation framework, 5-point wave framework that was started by people like Arthur Merrill and Ed Levy back in the 60s, 70s with some of the Merrill waves that they talked about. But the zigzag, 5-wave, 3-wave, everyone's danced around that from a general perspective. We're trying to just measure every segment. And what we do is identify stuff that's in position, completed those structures, and has confirmation. Mosaic's really close. I mean, Mosaic is one that we're finally there. We've been talking about the check back for 2 months, 3 months. So let's keep an eye on that. One other one that I think is going to get there, which is a big one, is Coca-Cola. Let's do let's do a real big kind of a slow walkthrough for this. But look, beautiful Gartley on Coca-Cola. I've been talking about this since the entry, that we're looking for HSI between target 1, target 2 for the return. And if Coke comes back to 55, that would be 2 of 2. Maybe we get it in a few months down here. But we'll follow this because the check back started this week. You close below the prior week's low, that sets the whole thing off. But that's something that's an example to follow in slow motion. Let's see how that works out. And I thought there was a daily. Thought that had a bearish bat. No. Oh, what's this daily? Well, ABCD up here. A lot of resistance in the 63, 64 level. Hold on one second. All right, let's jump over really quick. I'll do crypto, give away a book, and then I'll circle back. A couple people asking for gold, silver. What's up, Richmond? How you doing? We went over Boyle, by the way. Check that out. Before I get out of there, NVIDIA is not a bad one to look at on a 5-minute, because there's the daily really quick. Been strong off of that move, but big 3-bar down. There's another one, your 5-minute. Oof. Did you check back on that on your 5-minute on NVIDIA? Yeah, perfect. Yikes. And it's right there now. 169.49. You check back. 169.56. 1-2. Looks like this. It's a great 5-minute setup. It just happened. They were all suggesting this. This is the technique I tell people, especially day traders, if you're looking for some direction, tech stock to day trade or day options to play on it, you can use HSI. We prefer it with the patterns, but it looks like this. Use the 5-minute time frame specifically for intraday, first of all, and look for the signal, the check back, 1 and 2. Now you can enter on the check back. I just think your management tightens up. You could wait for the 2-bar. If it's not, I think in this case you're almost too far away. The trigger check back is at 169.50. You're trading 168.22. But this is the sequence that I'm trying to show people, where look for the serial move, look for that as confirmation, but it's coming in a kind of a delayed spot. Here's the other look. There's HSI on the bullish side this morning. The check back 1 and 2, okay, somewhere in here around 168. You went as low as 167 before you took off, but in this area, if you're looking for a potential long off of it, you're looking in there. Again, I want a pattern. So the pattern helps structurally to frame out exactly where on its own you're going to have volatility like this. But for now, yeah, I'm looking at that on NVIDIA 5-minute, and there should be nothing there. NVIDIA's been really all over the place. But a close under 168 today would be key. If it doesn't close under 168, all right, it's just a lot of chop. Let's jump over to, I'll do a quick 5 crypto rundown. Number one, jump to there quickly. Number one, Ethereum. So why I'm shying away or not necessarily wanting to give crypto the love it deserves, because I don't think it deserves much love at the moment until it really gives us some love, quite frankly, and give us some love in the way of some worthwhile setups. If you want to short, I'd be looking for bearish big daily HSI signals, depending on your crypto. And then if we're going to go bullish, we better have confirmation and aggressive management, whether it's type 1 or 2. The Ethereum situation, I've been saying again, the breakdown under like 1250, 1225 should get it going. There's nothing constructively bullish here, even after that type 2 retest. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised to see 1100 eventually get retested. Ethereum seems to be getting like Bitcoin was this summer. And then your weekly, what's the last HSI on the weekly? It's bearish. And it checked back like that. And it's still down. Okay, it's still down. And you need to see this thing get oversold again. Keep an eye on that. Number 2, Binance Coin. This is the coin to watch. If you want something to play, here we go. And again, it's down. The move is down on this one. 228. That's the level we identified previously for Binance. And this one has held up relative to all the others. I don't think that's going to last. I think eventually whatever. Look, do you really think these guys are any different than the other guys? Okay, there's no way that these guys are any much different in terms of the loans they made, the liabilities they took on without really even assuming sufficient risk, and their quote unquote reserves are digital tokens mostly. Think about that. They don't need to do anything criminal activity just to have the fact that their reserves and the coins and the Bitcoin and everything that they use is not a fixed asset. And we have been talking about the whole deal on the daily scenario, what it is. It was a manipulated run to 380 or whatever, but all the numbers, the big numbers were 330. And I was saying, hey, if it's a type 2 off the bat, 228 is your Binance target. So for those that can short or are on a futures platform, maybe you're outside the United States, you can do that. That would probably be one of the better opportunities I've seen. I'm not in it. I'm not playing it. I'm holding some random stuff, not a lot. But yeah, I don't expect much either. I think it's get through the next few weeks without having something really bad happen, quite frankly. Let's go to number 3, Bitcoin. 17,400. People were so happy to see this, but it's really nothing here. Probably what you're about to do, and you almost got it. If you clip another overbought daily HSI on Bitcoin, that's going to be the trigger point. That's where you could sell it off of that one more time. You almost got up there, and I would say anything above 18,000, 18,000, 19,000, that big line in the sand, 19.4, that's your absolute resistance now. And I still say you follow the downtrend. That's what that is. Look, this is your weekly. There you go. Weekly downtrend's still intact. And the only thing I'm really interested in is, like I said, the completion of this traced out bat pattern like this. There to there, there's your B point at a 56. 886 off of that move is 11,000. Trading 17,000 currently. 17.5. 11,000. And then and give me confirmation and give me a couple weeks checking back. So you do the math. Probably that scenario would take 4 to 6 weeks to get where it has to be. Number 4, Doge back down. Why? You got rejected. HSI came in and slammed it on the daily. The weekly, yeah, but the daily was there. And we had this bat pattern on a 4-hour. There you go. That bat pattern up to target 1, 1090 was it. Nice little shark now, okay? I said this before, 8.23. That's the official check back point. I think that'll happen soon. Maybe 8, as low as 8 on that. And then number 5 was Solana, because we were going to follow that and see if, at what point does that go to $1. This is just another, check that out. You get a little 4-hour ABCD. Now HSI. Here's the thing I'm looking at. HSI did another, look at this, came all the way back and gave you an overbought signal at 1410. I would just respect that. This is another one of these low-level overbought readings. Tough to imagine, hey, how can that be overbought after dropping another whatever percent, 30 to 10, and it's overbought again? Yeah, that's how we read that. Any kind of breakdown, 3-bar breakdown, not yet, not after the check back yet. But once that does, it doesn't, that's it. It's just, this is not even a dead cat bounce. I'll look at Cosmos. Cosmos used to be our number 5. Someone wanted to see Cosmos. And I just don't think it's kind of like what we're dealing with the markets here as they go to new lows for the day. Market's going to chop. Your best hope is market chops. And in that chop, you're going to get chopped. That's why I think the day trading and shorter term trading is probably a must for the next, 8 weeks, 2 or 3 months into next year. Because it's going to be a lot of choppy movement, if not still down, unresolved action. There's Cosmos on the daily. The weekly time frame, I think, shows it that, again, we ran into another HSI several weeks ago, and since then it's just undeniably down. I was saying 8 before. Why not just come all the way back down to 5 or 6? Your real opportunities are going to be back down at the all-time lows for all of these. Even something like this band, I know that tried to do a couple of moves lately, going nowhere. And look, there's beautiful big pattern, but we really have to kind of take that to heart of when it does nothing and just gives you a dud, you could easily take a shot. Here it is. That's banned. Check back 1, 2 green candles right around 140. Goes to 358, but right back down to 190. I mean, that's not a bad move for a little bounce, but doesn't fit within the kind of framework thing that we would be looking for. And even if I was looking off of that pattern, I would still say you're going to need to trigger another bullish reading. I don't know. I look, about all the stuff that's gone down in the last few months on crypto, I just kind of, It's surprising that institutions are still willing to jump in. Here's just a quick update on this other one, on Chili's. Getting closer. 11.5 is the big number here. A couple of HSIs, but structurally, 11.1, 11 cents. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, a couple more. Let me go back and catch up with you guys. I missed a few. Ave. Yeah, I listen, even to say if something looks interesting, why? What's there on Ave? Bearish pattern. Last signal is a bearish HSI. Um, I think this is also a case where it's a market that is not ready to be traded, still filled with a lot of traders that want to trade it. Trend is still down. There's look, if we just look at the chart and say, what's the last pattern? It's bearish. What's the last signal? It's a bearish HSI. I need a bullish pattern. I need something that, if I'm looking for opportunities to get long, it's not here. It's not here. And even your weekly levels, a lot of them generated bearish HSIs earlier this fall, and it's just been steady down. So and the other one, again, that still blows my mind that it's traded actively and it's not at 10 cents yet, is Cardano. I mean, give it time. This is just a dying penny stock that will come back to the lows. And then if you're a big believer in Cardano, come on back down here at 10 or 20 cents. I agree. Victoria says too much work to manage the trade emotions and the worry of the exchanges. Yeah, these are not protected exchanges. So if they go bankrupt, you lose your money and you were going to be locked out. And we saw that earlier this year. And then the FTX thing, gone. And I think that's kind of the oversight that people missed in a major way. So take that to heart. If you've got money in USDC, Tether, digital exchanges, more than you could lose in case something goes wrong, get it to a bank, get it to a brokerage, especially if you're in the United States, where you've got some FDIC protection. Couple more. It's tough, Pat's asking, where can I learn more about the Pi 5 bands? I think there's a video or two on the playlist. I don't use them too much because we start to get too many lines. They're effective. Pi 5 bands are like the harmonic volatility bands. I should spend a little time on that. Maybe let's leave that maybe next week. Really quick, Richmond's bugging me for gold and silver. You got it. Richmond, gold, silver, I'm not a fan either. I know we've got some things down here, but a lot of them are reactive. Yeah, there was a bat pattern around the 1617, but it's still a type 1. That might not even get to 1841. 1841's maximum for this move, and I would expect it type 1, type 2 situation for gold and silver. Again, chop. More chop. Don't expect that more than, with gold and silver, there's not going to be any big runs, any big moves for a while. Your weekly, look at what happened on the weeklies, registering a bearish HSI this week. So that this reactive move that started in October is about to come to an end, incredibly. Silver's same deal. Silver's probably even worse. Yeah, a couple of nice patterns at 18, 1765. Silver can be really sharp. It's slow as molasses, but 2360 where you are currently, 2330 is where you are. You're hitting a lot of target ones, and this is, an HSI or even a 3-bar violation from doing a retest later. You're on the top side of the short-term resistance for now. There you go. And that's a weekly chart too. So what's that tell you? A couple of patterns that still need to get retested. It's kind of like that. So silver, what does that mean for, say, dollar index? Dollar index, go to the monthly or quarterly. There's some big stuff. Yeah. All right, so there's our dollar index. It's a type 2 crab pattern. Amazing. Type 1, back for 2. There's confirmation, but no check back. What are we going to do? Well, amazingly, we haven't, despite these really nasty candles, we haven't violated a 3-bar range yet. That's one way to look at it. Yes, we'd want to see a check back or retest, I guess. Will that happen? We'll have to monitor. Your 104.50, if even when we brush back to 107.40 at the hop level, this could take several months, but you are looking for that type 2 to materialize, especially since you've got confirmation. And what's the quarterly charts like that is a big HSI. Also, quarterly chart, I mean, even if we trace it out, take a look. Think of it this way. You have traded within the entire range of the century here, just shy of the 886. 886 on the dollar index for the century is 116. Keep an eye on that one. Dollar index been straight down for better part of 6 weeks. But here, yeah, this is like the interest rate chart, sitting right on the hop level at 103. So we know where the breakdown point is. Amazing you hit that today and you're bouncing. S&P new lows of the day. Down at 120 on the S&P. Boy, this is going to be something. I think we're going to have to hold in here. Hold on. I need to get caught up. Let me see. What's the... hold on. Should we do a big stream? Because look at I bet you all those 5 minutes. See, I can't be talking during this. Really quick, let me go back to those 5-minute QQQ and those others. Where are they now? Shh. Hold on. Oof. The 5-minute QQ. Look at that. Look at that. Now that's a nasty continuation. That's an amazing example of the HSI. Here you go, folks. Keep an eye on this, because even intraday, there's the check back one, the second bar, serial move. Serial move. We were talking about that 20 minutes ago. When's the Fed? Hold on. What? Dow down 1,000. Love it. Hold on. Are we top of the hour on this for the announcement for the minutes? Hold on. Let me find this. What else do we have? Someone was saying Meta's got a bullish crab. Let's see what we got here. Dow's down 940. Nice. Let's see Meta. There's a 5-minute. Check back green. It's a bat pattern. But do you have a 3-bar reversal? No. That's the key. Here, like this. Beautiful pattern from off of yesterday. Big bat pattern down at 115. Yeah, you checked back, but is there a breakout go point? Someone was saying that there was a great setup 5-minute in Meta, kind of like that. What's the low? 115.38, 115.40. Huh. So check it out. Here's the deal, and this really does matter. So someone said, what about this bat pattern in Meta, 5-minute? Okay, great. But there's the trigger bar. And this is really critical to show. You have to retest the low of that bar. It doesn't do it there. Did it do it there? 115.38. 115.38 technically there. So that's your second bullish candle right there. So right in here. From that point, I would, let's look for this maybe to stabilize 2-3 bars and break out. So if you get something like this where you can get above a couple of prior highs, that would get you going. But you're there. I see what you're saying. You are there right now for like that 5-minute setup that I've been trying to highlight on stuff like this. Definitely. What about, here's Netflix down 30. Really quick, let's look at this. What do we have? Last 5-minute was there. Check back one. You still need a second candle. So not there yet. It's gotten devastated. Hop at 285. What else? It's got to retest the extreme. Although the body check back, there's a question when we're looking at something like that. Here's QQQ, okay? And this is really the question. Here's the bar. Does it have to retest the extreme low every time or just the main body? I've been going with the extreme, the wick. Okay, that's a better setup, I feel. Now you could look for the check back and then look for that some kind of breakout again in this zone, because if this is consolidating and then say you break out of this tight range, the thing to look for is the serial bar over bar move, and you get that. I mean, that's 20 minutes of up material, even though or no, that's weekly, sorry, I thought that was a 5-minute. Let me go with a 5-minute, but because I think that's more realistic for what we're trying to talk about right now. There you go. Here was the 5-minute we just mentioned. I mean, talk about a great short-term intraday put play. We were talking triggered there and checked back. 277.75. 1, 2. Go serial. That's what you're doing now. Jeez. How about we give another volume 3 away? V3. Next person that gets a V3. I'm just trying to decide if we go all the way to the announcement. Let me see here.
I think the Fed might
Hold on 1 second. Two p.m. Richard John, you win. V3. All right. Richard John, everyone, you need to contact Miss Stephanie before I go any further. Go on our Discord. How do you get to the Discord? Go to the basic members page. Go to the basic members page, scroll down, and click the Discord link and access there, log in there, and send a note to Miss Stephanie. All right? And she'll set you up. I think she's in here. Are you in here? We'll give away one more. Richard, if you want the book or the gold membership, it's up to you. But let her know and send her your address. So, all right, right now, look, QQQ in a 5-minute, trying to generate a bullish HSI, whereas before the minute's released. So, pretty interesting. Netflix, it's a big pattern. Pretty ugly, though. Deep crab, regular crab, regular crab. Check this out. Regular crab, really interesting HSI formation on the 5-minute. And just to let everybody know, I'm including the extended trading hour sessions for pattern ranges and signals. I mentioned this on Tuesday. It might be slightly different. If you don't have extended hours, I'm using that. So we're at the low end of a hop level, 5-minute pattern for Netflix. Look, check back, 1, 2. We need one more 5-minute bar. There's the zone. And to break out of, say, the 3-bar range, you need to get above, you need to close and get above basically 287.80, maybe even 288.11. You need to do something like this now. Come in and then go. She's not here? Okay. Go to the Discord then. Not a problem. Thank you, though, for letting me know. So, all right, let me go over it really quick. What's this, Netflix? So where could this go? If I'm looking for some kind of a bounce, I'm waiting, 3 more minutes, 2.5 more minutes to for that to close. All right, well, we're thrown down. I would look at it this way. Again, this is just trying to frame out an idea. This is not financial advice. I'm just trying to share thoughts on the little gyrations in the zone that cue off whether or not you're going to get some movement. Looks like we're getting some cued movements. There you go. I would then maybe go over and look at some day options. Let's go over and look at some day options, shall we? Take a little walk over to the option chain. Netflix. Come on, Netflix. Maybe the 190s if we get some kind of a move. Maybe the ones that expire tomorrow. I don't know. This market's going to crash. It's probably going to crash after being down 1,000 right now. But hey, okay, we need to wait the 5 minutes. This is why we have to wait, because we know the serial movement can't really even begin until that first bar closes. And we get the breakout, 3-bar breakout. This kind of ruins the 3-bar because you just went above it, but now your close is different. But this is, look, I'm trying to wait for this bar over bar, show you guys some things real time. This is real time, but it just did a little move that shows us why we have to wait for the close. So look at your counter. You're literally 40 seconds away, 35 seconds away from the close of that 5-minute bar. It will be bullish. Will it officially be above a 3-bar range? You'd need to get above 20 cents higher in the next 10 seconds. Should you buy? Not a recommendation. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm not going to say buy or sell. Okay, I'm trying to identify those events, trading events that unfold in the areas that cue in where we should be looking for the opportunity. There you go. Look, okay, we did not close above it, but we gapped up on the next 5-minute bar. So we're looking for a 3-bar breakout at this point. And against this pattern, it's still a type 1. Okay, it's not, we don't have exactly what we need yet, but how do we frame it out? Well, from this confirmation point forward, I would be thinking, all right, 30 bars. They've got that great little timer window, 30 bars. Puts you at 3:30 today. Interesting. The next thing I'm looking at, all right, I'll either get above pretty much that last 5-minute candle, 288.90. And it's a target 1. Believe it or not, all the way to 308. That might take into tomorrow to be achieved if this is going to be a valid if, a lot of ifs. We still don't have the trigger yet, but that's the way I'd frame it out. That's what I'm thinking. Of course, I'm thinking target 1 here, but not until I have confirmation. This is the first time I'd think, at 291, I'm thinking, maybe 308.95, but the confirmation didn't come in properly. Now it is, and this is all from Saturday's material, that I want to see the development and breakout. Do I think Microsoft will go to the hop on the weekly? It could. A lot of them are on that precipice of needing to go back and retest. I'll tell you that the rest of this looks garbage. It's garbage in relation on like S&P stuff because the daily formations are so devastating. And you were up at 41.80 yesterday and you're now trading, 38.80. What? Yeah, so are we down there at that target 2 already? Wait a minute. Hold on. S&P. Are we at that daily level? It's 38.88. No, sorry, 38.33. 38.33 is target 2. And we're not there yet. Sorry. Another 100. Another 100. But for today, and that's the thing that really highlight off of something like this. It's a 5-minute chart. Okay. It has not given us what we want to see yet to trigger any kind of movement. And look what it's doing. Be patient with it. Because we want to catch that thing as it's going into a serial phase, as it tries to reclaim some pattern levels. And, that's the way to write it. Go back into the zone or as high as target 1, or when the next counter HSI materializes, whichever comes first. So this is another good one. Look, what are we? We're 20 minutes past already. But I think stuff like this is more helpful than crypto for now. If crypto is trading like a, well-behaved market, I would say differently, but I'd rather do stuff like this. I don't know how you guys feel, but something like this on an intraday level and, perfect pattern. A big part of what we do is being at the spot that you need to maximize that entry, maximize reduce drawdown. Again, the pattern completed. Beautiful 5 minute completed all the way there, but first sign of confirmation came in much later, and this is where the whole check back, blah, blah, blah is actually happening. Trying to stay in this bar by bar. What about the QQQs? Really quick. No, Qs are going into the 5 minute zone here, still expanding. So that would need a little more time. And look what's happened ever since that 5 minute bearish trigger we talked about. Serial, straight down, bar over bar. Look at this. Look at this. So sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of time, knowing what you need to see, and if you don't have it, avoiding it is probably can be one of your best tools in your bag. We're trying to be patient with this. Yeah, it's down, oversold. Maybe there's a long opportunity. Not until it does a few things. And the bearish thing that it needed to do just on this time frame was ideal. All right, now you're trying to flash a bullish signal. This is trying to come out now. At 125, we just entered a new bar. So early, but something. Netflix. Let's stay back on Netflix. Hold on. Netflix, 288. All right, this is a little better. Still want to close. So I'm going to look at the 290s, the calls that is, or the 292s. I'm thinking you get back into the zone at 295. Those are $1.50 at the moment. The 90s are 320. I think you could probably scalp them under 3 if you can get the, because this is where the time, watching Netflix here, until you get above that 3 bar range, all right, your call premium during the day is going to erode. That's why we have to wait. We have to wait on that. That's the specific issue a lot of times with harmonic patterns. You get the signal early, and then you go through 5, 7, 10 bars. The time premium on those options just get destroyed. Where are we? What's the announcement, guys? 130? 130? Is he announcing? All right, so I'm going to hang in here. We've got 3 more minutes. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to get something else to drink. I'll be right back in 1 minute. I'm looking at this Netflix. If this announcement's going to come in, this will be a heck of a time. Be a heck of a time to catch this. Let me stay on that. Meanwhile, QQQs are trying to flash that. They're trying to flash that on a 5 minute as well, but we're still early. And what's Microsoft? Really quick, just on the day. Yeah, there's a 5 minute trying to flash on Microsoft too. No pattern. Oh, look at that. Look at that bat pattern from yesterday. That's why you got to respect the 5 minute patterns. Pretty remarkable. Nothing yet. All right, be back in 1 minute, everybody. Just hang in. We're gonna go long today. All right, let's see how it goes here. I'm kind of focused on the Netflix calls, but not doing anything yet. Hang in. Hold on. I had to get something to eat. Now 288.15. I think it's about to break out. Get above that 3-bar range. I mean, that's everything. What do futures look like? Really quick. S&P 5-minute. 5 minutes about to pop as well on the futures. Hold on. 1 minute. Well, this is not shaping up the way I want to see it. Is it at 2 o'clock? I thought it was 1:30 because it's now past 1:30. Let's see. Well, this is how I would be looking at any 5-minute setup. The last few that I've showed, if it was Facebook or if it was, what was the other one? We left last on Tuesday. I think it was the QQQs. Same kind of a deal. Meanwhile, those calls are just getting ground into just driven into the ground. So the 290s, we're looking at 3 something. They're now 288. This is what helps on at least waiting for that breakout signal. Oh, these stop trading. And I said that I always cross-reference 5-minute charts with a 30-second chart. And that's actually good to see if there's any patterns down there, or do we have any link up in that zone? You know, our big area is, go to the 5-minute again, is right there. The check back and the 2 bars come in right around 288 or so, but we need to get above that. We need to break out above this. Hold on. I think it's probably 2 o'clock. I think it is 2 o'clock. Squirrely Crypto says, can we look at a low risk cannabis stock, BGXX? Yeah, I don't. Eesh. I think there's better things to be traded. I don't think those are. And you're talking to somebody that was in a lot of cannabis stocks last year. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing there. You know, nothing there. And use this as like an example for all penny stocks. Nothing in that says buy. Nothing. There's nothing that says you have any constructive bullish anything there. I think you're going to have to realize we're going to be in a chop trading environment. The opportunities are going to be in the chop. They're not going to be in any kind of monster turnaround move. What's UAA, Claire? Under Armour used to be a big winner. Look at that. Weekly on Under Armour. There's one of those monster bats. Hop at 518. Not bad. Really not bad, but you're generating a bearish HSI. This is one of those where if you got to the hop level eventually someday, I would look at it. I would consider it. But there's a lot of these that are, you look at that versus Nike. Here's Nike. Another bearish HSI pointing down on Nike. Jeez. There's the daily. Nike has, isn't it a crab down here? Oh, here's the Nike chart. This is something that just popped up. Here we go with another continuation bearish bat. Jeez. No confirmation. That's a shame, but I would still say that's in a type 1. And with today's action to close under 109, your target 1 material. Hey, George. George is saying EXC. EXC is Exelon, ExxonMobil, XOM. XOM's been one, yeah. Okay, we got some movement here. Let me come back to that. Look, let's go to Netflix because I think Netflix, you've got a 5-minute pattern. That's half the battle. Yeah, that's an ugly candle for today. We're just looking for a day trade. There you go. Crab in the zone. Pop out of here. 288.35. Okay. We're about to do it. You might want to start lowballing. I'm going to probably lowball some bids on the 290s. Expire tomorrow. Or maybe the 92s. Let me go to a couple here. Yeah, kind of like this now, folks. Let's follow this. And again, because it's got, listen, what we're looking for is this thing to give you some kind of turnaround. You got to close it on the 5-minute bar above here. Got to close it above here. Let me blow it up. You now have an interesting 3-bar range, everybody. 1, 2, 3. That's a lot easier range to close above than that. So you're there at 88.36. What other on this board looks tasty? You know, if you really wanted to speculate, yep, maybe the even get crazy. The 300s. Although, if you're going to go 300, you might as well go 295s. Excuse me. Is that the close? Word up. There you go. There's a 3-bar. 3-bar. There you go. Okay. Now we're looking for this thing to go serial. And I mean serial as in S-E-R-I-A-L. Not cereal as in the breakfast. Because you have everything you want. You're in a zone. You're in the low range, close to the hop level. Your check back level, that's even there, 288.43. You're right there. And now you have to start the climb on a 5-minute basis. Serial. I talk about the serial move in volume 3 if interested. There you go. Here we go. Let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little more tasty. One second. All right, hang in it. Got about 18 more minutes. I think it's a 2 o'clock announcement. I did not intend to stay this long, but that's how it goes. And I did want to tell people that actually, come the new year, there's going to be some changes. I'll let you know about that in a week or two. But I might opt for more stuff like
in an
this.
Attempt to block its $69 billion acquisition of the video game publisher Activision.
Maybe twice a
that
week
deal
instead of
could
3
take
times a week.
longer to close than Microsoft's initial target of June of next year. Then there's Amazon. It's down as well, off nearly 4%. But it's the two
All right, let's
names
hang in
that
there.
rely on
Let's see
the
what's
digital ad market, Kelly, that are getting hit the worst so far today.
What's that
Meta
next bar
and
going to give
Alphabet
us?
are down around 5%.
See that
Down 900, but
stocks you
probably should be
laid out
down a lot more.
Convincing, depressing case. Not everyone would agree.
And
maybe not
down
now.
900 is only
So where do you-
2
I can't wait.
what,
I can't wait to
6%?
be optimistic. Yeah, so I think it's very possible that next year will be the most seen, one of the most seen in obvious
we're looking
recessions
for
have
this
come in
to
history,
break out
that everybody knew about,
from
but many
here,
people just
now,
ignored it
in
or
the zone.
past it, right? And a lot of people, I think, are going to get themselves
Use these
positioned
lows
in
as
the
the stop.
because they are looking past the recession already. Everyone's trying to be a contrarian investor, and I get it. There's a time and place to be a contrarian, but one of the reasons we'll have the recession in the first place
because now the only thing is get going. This is where you see this develop in the next 2-3 bars.
World, right? Cell phones. I mean, these things. Social media.
Right
they changed consumer behavior the past couple decades. I mean, Amazon.
So it really
packages,
starts. The whole thing
multiple
starts
Amazon
on this
packages showing
bar.
up at the door every day. Keeping up with the
Everything we
Joneses.
talked about
Everyone's trying to keep
Saturday
up on social media and live
starts
that
on
lifestyle,
that bar.
Right? You can't always do that.
What's
I
that
think that's
tell
why
you?
This recession's getting delayed, and that everyone's
Really,
talking
the
about
beginning of the
consumer
whole
being strong.
process
Everyone
of a
keeps on
pattern
spending their money
that
on credit card
completed
debt.
back
That
at
can't happen forever. So
9:30.
you have to position your portfolio
And it's now
in areas that are
1:45.
gonna be resilient to cutting
But
back
this
in
is the
spending.
first
'Cause
bar
it
we
is
look
gonna
at
happen, like I said,
in the
I
whole
think in Q1 and
process. I
Q2
think
of
that's,
next year, one of the stocks
and it
we
fits
picked
right
up
in
is
what we
Canada
talked
Goose,
about on
expensive jackets.
Saturday
They charge
in
like
detail.
$800 for a jacket. I mean, the rich got richer over the past couple of years. The biggest wealth divide in history happened. Middle class, got screwed. Basically, the middle class, upper middle class became upper class, lower middle class became lower.
Let me look at that
And
S&P really
continues to
quick as
happen,
well.
Sadly, but those that the top 1% can still afford their $800, $900 jackets.
Did that
so
come
there are
out?
Places, the stock.
Yeah, it did.
For example, that stock we got
So
cut in half.
5-minute on
there comes a point
S&P
in time
came
when
out.
Stocks do become attractive. You just got to be active and looking.
Do you think, Luke,
Did it check back?
Jerome
No.
Powell
The
wants
check
a
back,
recession, that he's made up his mind?
3909.
Every time these knuckleheads in the stock market get ahead of themselves,
the other
thinking
thing
that I'm going
I
to
wanted
stop
to show
hiking,
here,
I'm not. This is my
4-hour
center
time
and my
frame.
focus and my war.
Looks like this.
And if it means I take
Check
down
out the
the
4-hour
economy
time
with it,
frame.
so be it.
I think we need it, and I think Jerome Powell would agree. We've lived in a lot of excess with 0% rates for a long time. We printed
So
$7
that
trillion,
too, on a
right? Recession
4-hour
is part of the
basis for
economic
S&P,
cycle in a
is
capitalistic
retesting
system.
an
The Fed has
oversold
no
trigger,
idea where that stable Fed funds rate is,
39.17.
though. That's why they're keeping rates higher for longer to see what happens.
But
I'm not confident
needs to
they'll
come
land in the
out,
perfect
need
spot
that
the
check
first time.
back
The Fed
in
has
2
said
bars,
the
even on a
target for inflation is
4-hour
2%.
basis.
We're still at 7%.
You are oversold.
We've got a long way to go.
Literally
But again,
as
that's not
of
what everybody
12
should
noon,
want. We
'cause
want
you triggered.
stable rates where the economy
But still
can grow
early. Like the
organically
last
with rates in
one,
the single digits, not at
check out the
0%.
last signal.
With 0% rates in all the government
Okay,
spending
you
that we
triggered,
have, you really need
you
to
check
ask yourself
back,
sometimes if we live
and look,
truly live
1,
in a
2.
capitalistic system. I mean, it seems to be controlled by
Triggered,
the government and the
check
Fed.
back,
I mean, I
1
even go
and
as far
second
to say,
candle.
that we live in
Okay,
kind of a socialistic
that's
system that's being
I'm trying to
masqueraded
draw
as
everybody's
capitalistic,
eyes to that
because of how big the
phenomenon.
government is.
And it's with
All right,
Harmonic
so you're
Strength
not a government
Index,
fan. I'm going to make
this
note
middle
of that.
indicator.
Luke, you've been a big help today. I appreciate that.
So not a bad
We'll
spot.
see what happens. See if we shake this off tomorrow.
Thanks, Neil.
or whether
Always
this is
appreciate
the
it.
start of something big. Same here, my friend. Luke
Let's
Lloyd.
stay with this.
On all of
Couple
that.
more.
Meanwhile, taking a look at the border, 6 days away now?
Now, let's go back to
from
our
the end of Title
Netflix.
42, where a lot of these cases about illegals are sort of adjudicated on
So
the
you
Mexican
see
side of the
the next
border.
couple of
Now they come
5-minute
to the
bars
US
start to
side of the
pop.
border, and now the worry is once they do,
Ride it
doesn't
up
end.
to minimum, either next HSI signal, which looks like it's trending, or a structural target. I mean, even back into the zone. These are some minimum numbers just for today that, if it was just a quick reactive bounce, what would it be? And the other thing, on a 5-minute basis, once that gets above the 50 level, that would be positive. So we're really critical couple of bars right now.
Now what?
Hang in here.
You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we
Oh,
think
you know
you
what
should
that
say it
is?
when things
It's,
go
I've
right,
got
too. Like when you
Probably
score your
the
dream job.
TV.
Sell your business. Or
Just trying to see if that was announcement was coming up. Is that audio gone? Sorry about that. Hang on in. Yeah, I clicked that on to see if there was a countdown clock or something. What our countdown clock is literally about to jump into the next 5-minute bar. We need to see some green candles now, folks. Green candles or it's not happening. And I mean, the next 2 bars, it probably takes you right to 2 o'clock. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Hold on one more minute. Are we breaking out? Are we breaking out of the zone? Not yet. Not yet. I want to see also amplified get above that 50 level. That's a really important condition here. And what is it doing? No follow through. No serial move. In fact, you're violating the serial move right now. No trigger. Not yet. That's the first sign. So this is bar number 1. That's bar number 2. What are we doing? Because that was right there first on that close. Four-hour Gartley. What's that? Look, 4 hours still oversold down here. I mean, that would take, a few things for the 4 hour to come out. The 1 hour Gartley, I don't know where that is. I don't have a Gartley. You mean this prior bat at that you were saying 265? Could be. I'm just looking at this 5-minute intraday setup. It's trying to stabilize at an HSI right at the hop. It did everything we want to see. We just got to the first bar and it's a red candle. We got to the second bar. Another red candle. Now what? Yeah, the thing to absorb here, Squirrely, he's saying he's watching, is where the real opportunity is coming together, or where we should be looking for it. Because up here where the pattern completed, no confirmation, but down here towards the hop, okay. But no, there's your first bar of taking action. What does it do? Nothing. Rolling over. Where's HSI? Yeah, that's not. Step out. Not there. That's not like what happened when we came into this. I was saying, look at the QQQ not too long ago when we started right at 12 noon. There's your QQQ. The 5-minute that we were looking at, I was what, 12:20. 1, 2, breakdown, and continues lower. QQQ now has one green candle. Still not a second green candle on the Qs. So you need another green candle for Qs. And I don't, there you go. You're deeply oversold. 4 hour, 1 hour. Yeah. The Qs have a target too at 274, but still no HSI yet. Has to come out of the zone. And that won't be till 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, let's look at the NQ. Yeah, there goes S&P on 5-minute. Yeah, it's not. Look at what this is doing. Even what I'm trying to show is just a simple, follow the trend, follow the sequence kind of a thing. Look, there's the check back. It happens, but red all the way down. And so those two candles come all the way here, and you form another. If it's not happening in the right spot, like it, totally different. This bearish check back right here. It checks back, red and red candle, and then you get the breakaway. But you don't get on the bullish, it fails immediately. Check back, green, and then green all the way down here. Those are signs of failure. You try again here. No, green, 1, 2. All right, maybe that could be something right there, but you formed another HSI. It kind of resets. Right here, all right, you just touch back, check back right there. Okay. That has to be the spot. It's 3909 on the 5-minute. It's happening as we speak. You're 30 seconds away from the next 5-minute bar. So this is a critical point on a 5-minute chart, hitting this exact second. And what are you looking for that to do? To hold that low. You hit it. The low is 39.85 and a quarter. Excuse me. Hold on. Where's the pointer? Right there. Low is 39.09. Okay, you check back. You're 5 minutes in, but the process does not start for 2 more green bars before I can assume that's going to be something larger. But check back process for the cues, okay, for this next signal, start looking. You need to see that. Go continue, go continue. Netflix just popped big. Netflix just popped big, guys. Here you go. Let's go. 290.77. Great. Oh, nice. Here you go. Remember what I said. There's a type 1 off of the pattern right there. And there you go. Let's follow Netflix and we'll stay on this one for today. And then I'm out of here. Okay. As we were down there, I bought some 290s and 292s. There you go. Now I'm thinking this goes to 295 because it's got to go back to test the zone. Either that or to the next HSI. Isn't this better than crypto? There you go. Let's ride that. Let's stay on here for a little bit. Okay, ride that follow through. And hold on. Let's go. Let's go. Look, now we know it's going to take 30 more bars. No matter what. I mean, this is where you go, all right, how long is it going to take? 30 more bars. That puts you to the 230, 330 mark. Let's see. That would be maximum. You're now in total defense mode no matter what. Okay, I don't expect this to give me a 5-bar, put a 5-bar, a 1-bar stop on your 5-minute candles. Because once we get into, we're 3 minutes away, I guess, 2 minutes, 20 seconds away from the big announcement. I might sell a couple. I'll sell 2. Yeah, I just sold 2 of 16. Just to capture, I caught like, what was it, a $0.50, $1.50 on that. There you go. And then ride the rest. Ride the rest. You need one more candle here, folks. Got my eye on the futures chart. So I'm going to peel off a couple. So I sold off like 30%. I sold off, I had 16, now I'm down to 12. It's a 5-minute chart. There's a 1-minute chart. It just flashed an HSI. Here's a 5-minute. I'm going to go, speaking of 5 minutes, I'll probably go about 5 more minutes and wrap it up. Run your 5-minute HSI for day trades against a 30-second chart. But everything that we did here today is exactly from Saturday. All right, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Got to have the follow through. Or I'm going to peel off some more. Let's go. There it goes. NASDAQ just popped. Okay, I took out half. Holding 9. Got to go now. 30-second chart looks like this. Your 5-minute range is 288.41, but really 289 needs to hold. 30-second looks like that. Again, if this doesn't follow through, just get ready to fire it off. Peel it off. Personally, I think this should be coming back. And our 30 minute or 30 bar timeline time horizon puts us still puts us this afternoon. But should not be going back to, should not be rolling over. Hold on, peel off a couple more. I'll leave like 7 or 8. Okay. There's the next 30-minute HSI, so that's helpful. We need to get a look. We need to blast. We need to blast above 291, just like we were a few moments ago. There you go. Keep your eye on NASDAQ, S&P futures as well. That's better. That just really rocked. These are going to rip. Look, I sold half my position already, but a lot of those call premiums went up 50%. I'd rather be in that kind of a situation, and I'll still run this to ride. That's the problem with options. I want to say, people, you get short-term moves, you got to bang them. You always be prepared to peel off half your position in an aggressive, anticipatory manner. I like what S&P's doing. If I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd probably be looking to buy S&P soon. But I'll manage this one and do this real time. Santiago says that was fast. Look, we just popped it from 287 to 291 in a very short period of time, in a couple of minutes. So it wasn't about that. It was about being at the sequence at the right time. Again, if you're not with the software, folks, get the software trial. Everything we're doing off the software, all the option stuff, the 5-minute stuff I'll be doing going forward. All right, yeah, it has to be, you have to take your time, Victoria. I appreciate you saying that. Just watch what we're doing, because it's not so much about the options, it's about putting ourselves in that exact spot that we talked about from Saturday. And this is the exact spot. That was the first bar. We know, and the other thing about this, we have a pattern in here. So we have a pattern in that, which is better off. I mean, this one, I scalped the options pretty low. I caught the little pop, came back a little bit. This should, in my opinion, we should already be above 292. Okay, this should go bar over bar. It doesn't become, it loses the serialness, if you will. I hate to say that. We're looking for a bar over bar continuation. So this should hold that prior low, 289, like I said. If it doesn't, then you're done. 289.50 at the moment. S&P trying to roll over. If not, I'll take another shot. Nice job, J-Togs. Appreciate it. And again, that's what we're trying to do, is get ourselves here to capture the reaction to get the move. But we know what it should do. It should, in reverse of what happened here, it should do this kind of a thing. Start going up. Yeah, so that prior low right there is 289.17. You're at 40 at the moment. You can do stocks. You can do stocks and all that. Let's go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Do get the software. You go to harmonictrader.com. Right here, basic sign up. And then once you log in, go there, go to the basic members page. Difference between futures and options. I feel like the options, the futures, you probably need more money. You need more of a bank. The options, you better be an aggressive kind of suicide trader. You're in, you're out on any doubt. On any doubt, you're out. You're in and you're out on any doubt. That's why I scaled. Because that was a bearish candle. And this is a 5-minute time frame. So that's the other thing. The 5-minute time frame, that's about as small as you want to be, because you got to make decisions. I'll look at if there's anything happening on a 30-second chart, but we should be in a stair-step climb now. We're in a zone. And if it doesn't do what it should do, then we're out. Basic members. Okay. Click on the basic members page, scroll down, and access the material. Okay, take advantage of the free trial, please, first, but HPC at sr-analyst.com. Get your 14-day free trial. The other thing, people, I'm no longer going to give the gold membership away with the software. So if you buy it by the end of the month, you can get the software and get the gold membership. So get it on top of that. And if you have any questions, reach out to us on the Discord. All right, we're 2:08. I think I'm good for today, folks. I think I'm going to wrap it up and going on forever. And I do want to get on to some other potential opportunities between here and the end of the day. But that was okay. The Facebook and the QQQs from the other sessions, those were better. This one needs time. And if we don't, like I said, next 5-10 minutes, you get under 289, you'd bail, look for another opportunity. But at least we walk through all of the steps of why down here and not up here was the opportunity. All right, that's what I have for today. We'll do more of this, no doubt. Until then, you guys, I'm going to run. I'm going to stop out here in a second. Hold on. Hold on. Now you got me. Now I got to protect. Protect it all. Yep. Let's scale those out. Not going to happen. There you go. Broke the bar. So you clear out. I'm clearing out right now. Hold on. Clearing out of the rest. Okay, I'm out of the 90s. I just got to get out of the 92s. I've got a couple left. All right, I'm down to three of the 90s. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. I'm still in here. Look, if we get another shot down here, so be it. But I don't like you. You get a 3-bar breakout move and it doesn't continue. That's a problem. You know, I might get another shot back down into the zone. But that should be by bar 3 here. Yeah, you should be on your way back up. And so I just was in and out while we were talking. Okay, it wasn't pretty, but it was $700. Okay? 231 on the 290 calls, 472 on the 292s, 292.50s. Those are just scalp stuff. But it's just all on that 5-minute time frame. I will talk more about that. And again, I'm going to look for more opportunities between now and the end of the day. But this is more of what I want to be doing. So come on back on Monday. All the winners, please reach out to Stephanie. And if you have any questions, you can send me a note, harmonictrader@gmail.com. All right? Don't get discouraged. Go get them. We'll come on back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. We'll see you then.